Hey, Freedom Flicker fam. Welcome back to the channel where we shine a light on issues that matter to our liberties and our nation's future. Today, we're diving into a hot topic, President Donald Trump's recent announcement on defending prayer in public schools as a way to promote national unity. Is this a bold step toward restoring faith and togetherness? Or does it stir up a constitutional storm? We're going to break it all down for you over. Briefly mention Trump's speech at the Religious Liberty Commission meeting on September 8, 2025, at the Museum of the Bible. Why does this matter? Prayer in schools has been a divisive issue for decades, and Trump's push to protect it could reshape classrooms and spark a national conversation. Stick with me as we explore the history, the legal battles, and what this means for America's future. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a spark of freedom. Pose a question to engage viewers. Do you think prayer in schools can unite us, or does it risk dividing us further? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. On September 8, 2025, President Trump spoke at the Religious Liberty Commission meeting in Washington, D.C., announcing that the Department of Education will issue new guidance to protect the right to pray in public schools. He called it total protection and said it's a response to students being indoctrinated with anti-religious propaganda or even punished for their beliefs. Highlight the story of Hannah Allen, a Texas student who faced restrictions for praying in her school cafeteria, which Trump referenced to underline the need for this policy. Trump didn't give specifics on what the guidance will look like, but during his 2024 campaign, he promised to bring back prayer to schools. This isn't his first rodeo. During his first term, he issued guidance ensuring students could pray during non-instructional time and tied federal funding to schools respecting religious expression. Connect to national unity. Trump argues that faith has historically united Americans, saying, "When faith gets weaker, our country gets weaker." But is this really about unity, or is it about appealing to his evangelical base? Let's take a step back. Prayer in public schools wasn't always controversial. For much of U.S. history, the Bible was a common sight in classrooms. But in 1962, the Supreme Court ruled in Engel versus Vitale that state-sponsored prayer violates the First Amendment's Establishment Clause, which prevents the government from endorsing religion. Since then, court rulings have clarified that students can pray privately or in student-led groups, but schools can't sponsor or mandate prayer. For example, a 2023 Supreme Court case upheld a football coach's right to pray on the field, as long as he wasn't compelling students to join. Some states, like Louisiana, Arkansas, and Texas, have pushed back by requiring displays of the Ten Commandments in classrooms, though these laws face legal challenges from groups like the ACLU, who argue they marginalize non-Christian students. Trump's announcement comes in this context, a tug-of-war between religious freedom and the separation of church and state. His supporters see it as protecting students' rights. Critics say it risks alienating those who don't share the same beliefs. Trump's framing is clear. He believes faith, particularly Christianity, is a unifying force for America. He's pointed to historical practices and argued that removing religion from schools has weakened our national fabric. There's some truth to the idea that shared values can unite people. Studies, like one from Pew Research in 2020, show that religion can foster community and shared identity. But America is more diverse than ever. About 30% of Americans identify as non-religious or non-Christian, according to 2024 Gallup polls. Critics argue that prioritizing prayer, especially Christian prayer, could alienate students of other faiths or none at all. The ACLU has said that imposing religious practices in schools makes some students feel unsafe or unwelcome, which could undermine unity rather than promote it. On the flip side, supporters like the First Liberty Institute argue that protecting prayer empowers students to express their beliefs freely, fostering an environment of mutual respect. So who's right? Can prayer bring us together? Or does it risk pushing us apart in a pluralistic society? What could this new guidance mean? Based on Trump's first-term policies, it might require schools to allow student-led prayer groups, religious expression in assignments, or prayer during non-instructional time, with federal funding as leverage. But here's the catch. The Supreme Court has consistently ruled against government-sponsored prayer. Any guidance that seems to endorse religion could face lawsuits. The ACLU is already gearing up to challenge similar state laws. Socially, this could reignite culture wars. Some parents and students might feel empowered, while others might feel marginalized. In a 2023 survey by the National Education Association, 45% of teachers said religious expression in schools is a divisive issue. There's also the question of enforcement. Will schools be penalized for restricting prayer, and how will anti-religious propaganda be defined? These are big questions we'll be watching as the guidance rolls out. So, where do we go from here? Trump's push to protect prayer in schools is a bold move, but it's not without controversy. It could strengthen religious freedom for some, but others worry it might erode the separation of church and state or alienate students in diverse communities. Here at Freedom Flicker, we believe in sparking conversations that matter. So, I want to hear from you. Should prayer be protected in schools? Does it promote national unity, or does it create division? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this discussion burning bright. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give us a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to Freedom Flicker for more content on the issues shaping our nation. Hit that bell so you never miss an upload. And if you want to support the channel, check out our merch or Patreon in the description below. And with a teaser, next week, we're tackling another big topic. Stay tuned for a spark you won't want to miss.